Hi, Fuzz.
What's up, brother?
What's going on? Guess
Man,
who's not here this week again?
another Wednesday night, and they left us the keys, man. I
Guess
don't
who
get it.
decided to show up this week? Hey there, Mr. Stampalia.
What's going on, guys?
Oh, ready to take over the Nippertown Empire once again on Wednesday nights.
Please share if you're watching now. Please share the show. I'm going to go to my broken phone. We can start off the show with that this week. You know, you do your best to protect these cell phones, but all there has to be is the tiniest pebble, let alone a big iPad charger block that my phone actually fell on
Ouch.
about 5 feet, and I picked it up and I swiped my finger across the screen and I like scratched it. I'm like, no way. But I am due for an upgrade, so I am going to get a new phone anyway. So it pushed me into doing the upgrade.
So what do you got? You got like Apple, or are you doing?
Yeah, I got the iPhone. You know, the iPhone. I've been an iPhone guy since iPhone 3 came out. There wasn't even a 1 or a 2. It came out with 3. Why do they do that, Halsey? Can you explain some of that stuff to me? I don't understand why they started and then they skip numbers. Yeah, Stampalia, I meant. Halsey's on my mind because I wish he was here tonight. Stampalia, can you do that? Well, they're both named Mike, and so are you. This is very, very confusing.
Dude, we're lousy
times.
with
What are you
mics.
talking about? I've legally changed my name to Fuzz.
Yeah? Is that it?
No, I'm lying.
All the
So-
missing numbers are just failed releases. So they had an iPhone 2 or whatever the ones that were supposedly missing. They had it. They looked at it. They said, this sucks. We can't sell it. And that's why there's none.
So Steve Jobs was still alive then?
Yeah. If you're talking
Okay.
3, for sure.
Right. Okay.
I'm just happy, Ralph, if you just broke your screen or whatever it was you broke. I'm sure it's the same thing. I'm just happy they're not, for a while, like they were just going like, oh, look, every new phone is $1,000.
Yeah.
And now they're coming back down and you can get like, I mean, they're still ridiculously
The
expensive.
reason I love the iPhone so much is because the camera's great. And we went to Singing in the Streets. So that's where we're going to take this. They have the awesome camera on there.
Yeah.
We were at Sing in the Streets, right? It was Sing in the Streets. It was 62nd anniversary of Cafe Lena. And I don't get up there much. And man, I did. And what a warm welcome from the staff and Mateo and everybody there. It was great. Girl Blue. I got to see Girl Blue. I got to see Russell the Leaf. I got to see Reese Fulmer. I got to see the North and South Dakotas. But the same thing we were talking beforehand. You were there and you and I didn't even connect, Stamp Valley. It was just because you stayed there for 10 minutes. I stayed there for because you didn't want to miss somebody. You had a little walking around to do, and it was a hot day. So the pictures were awesome. We all got pictures. We all, gave a little bit of review or whatever. What's your take on the whole local music weekend as far as that goes?
I thought that was awesome. I was talking with Jim while I was there because I ran into him there. This was the first year for that, and I thought it was perfect because the coolest thing about that one was everything was within a block of one another. So you had 6 stages of performers. You didn't have to walk more than a block to get from stage to stage. So you could either take your pick and see, like, they were 50-minute sets, so you could pick your favorite 2 and just sit there and enjoy them, or you could move around, which is what I did. And I think you did, Ralph. But
yeah, I was there for I was there for probably the whole 2 hours. I got there probably 11:45 and started bouncing around. And I ran into Laura first and Truman, and I pet the dog, and he kind of sniffed me out because she said he's kind of protective. And then, I'm just trying to reach Jim, and she's like, well, he's up there watching Russell the Leaf. So I left and I went up to see him, and I didn't see Jim around. And then we just all wound up meeting back down at Cafe Lena. So it was a cool time. So now, I guess we could talk about that all day. But Fuzz and Jim, the night before, were in Saratoga for Joe Mansman. And go ahead, Fuzz. That's a killer show. Tell them about that show you saw.
That night was Team Gilbergen is what we're calling that.
Team Gilbergen. Please explain.
Right. That's half his last name, half mine.
Gilbergen. Okay, I got it.
Gilbergen, whatever. So we ventured up north to Putnam Place to see the Erotics, Dimitri Wild and the Spells, and Joe Mansman. And
Right.
Now, Joe Mansman, let me tell you, I am like, I love that band.
Yep.
Their energy is unbelievable. They put 130% on that stage and leave it there. Like it's always a great show with Joe.
Yep.
And I'd never heard of Dimitri Wild and the Spells,
Nope.
but I do know that Rob Paley was playing bass.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously I know Rob a long time. He does most of the China White stuff that they're doing
Right.
now. He plays bass on that. And of course, on the drums, it's Tommy fucking Love. How can you
Right.
not go see? You know,
Right. And a lot of people are surprised because a lot of people still don't know. They're used to seeing Tommy Love up front. Now he's on the drums. He's in an original band. And it took him a while to get there, but he's finally, and I'm really proud of him for this. He's finally getting the respect he deserves as a drummer because he's into it, you know?
Oh, 100%.
You know, and you can't just jump behind the drums and do it, but he kind of did in the beginning. And he just got better and progressed and finally made it into this band. And this band is definitely a great band. And the Erotics, too.
And let's not leave out the Erotics. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's just,
stanky rock and roll.
Every show I've gone to, you know, Trash just takes the stage and does his job, you know?
Yep.
So
it was a hot day. It was a hot day. Plans were going on it, but I sat by the pool all day, sat in the pool. Then I got rooked into grilling in the 95-degree heat for like 20 people. And it was great because I love cooking with my family. And by 7:30, Cass and I were just like, I'm tired. I just want to go home now. So because everybody was still hanging and partying, we're like, all right, we're going to go. And I never made it. And I'm like, all right, tomorrow I got to go up for the Sing in the Streets. A big announcement, though, Nippertown Radio and nippertown.com is going to be the first Alive at 5. Stan Palia, you got any more info on there?
Yeah, yep. So we're sponsoring the first night, which is Pride Night, which is state champs, you know, from local, from Albany or East Greenbush.
It's going to be a great show.
Cohoes, too, yeah.
And young culture opening up. So it's the first night, first of 8, I think.
Right, and they're both local bands. That was the good thing about that. They're both local bands. Not even though State Champs is national now, they're both local, and Nippertown is going to be there for the first Alive at 5. I thought that was a really cool way to end our weekend and find out, oh shit, look at this. They're giving us some recognition and giving us a show.
Yeah, 100%. It's good. The only thing I chuckled at a little bit is, you know, if you look at the graphic and what we put out on our social media and what City of Albany did, is it's Alive at 5 and it seems to start at 4:30, but that's okay. That's cool. 5 o'clock's in there.
I think they just want to get people there for 5 for when the first band goes on. I'm guessing that's what they would do, but yeah, no, I noticed that too. 4:30 start.
Yeah, maybe they're going with the it's 5 o'clock somewhere premise.
Right.
Maybe, but Alive at 5 has been around forever.
Yeah,
there's some also,
you know, so that's the first one. You know, we're sponsoring that one, but you got whatever you're into. There's some representation there, right? You got Lita Ford headlining one night. You've got Talib Kweli, 2 hip hop nights there.
Yep. JB, aka Dirty Moses, and then I noticed Dougie Fresh.
Yep,
they're pulling back some old school hip hop. Like that gained my interest right away. But still, the JB show definitely. Candy Ambulance opening up for Lita Ford. Sick. That's great. The Hair Meddlers and the 518 local scene will be coming out for that. So yeah, I thought that was
the thing with that lineup.
Cool things going on.
That lineup, there's something for everybody.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They have something for everybody, which I mean, it's diverse, which is a smart move.
Yep.
Smart move on their part. Kudos.
I was one of those guys too who used to when you're in a band full time, you follow everything. You're like, oh, I want to play this, I want to play this, I want to do this one. And I see that happening a lot lately on Facebook. I see a lot of bands going, hey, we're available that day, or hey, we're here, you know, but there's a lot that goes into these shows. And there's been a lot of bands that have graced that Alive at 5 stage down there, and it's just gotten better and better every year. Of course, the Plaza. Go ahead.
I like the mix of you pull in a national artist and you pair them with a local. More and
Yep.
more of the promoters are doing that as kind of the norm, and I think
That's the
good.
normal thing to do here in upstate New York, is always to put a local band on. And man, I think Fuzz and I have been fighting for that for years. The same thing.
Yeah.
If I wasn't saying put Flat Broke on the show, Fuzz was saying put China White on the show, and this was
the Black
20,
John Wayne.
right? Black John
Black
Wayne,
John
30
Wayne
years
was-
ago. So yeah, that's a thing. Nippertown Radio, all local music all the time. I'm gonna dive into this a little bit because Jim is kind of going, just go ahead and do what you do. And every day, every couple days, I'll jump on. I got to check for my emails and the drive and see who sent us music. And man, we've built this library up, and it's not hard to do. You're just dropping in tunes and building it and building it and building it, and then the people, the bands want to be part of it. There's really, we tested out some DJ stuff to see how it would sound and voice tracking and things like that. But mostly what you hear are the music. It says who it's playing. And sometimes the bands are popping in and going, hey, what's up? I'm from Metallica and I'm listening to, or, like Super 400, Eerie, Stellar Young, JJ Savage, Shane Garrett. They're all in there. And Fuzz, me, not Stampalia though. You don't have an ID you don't have a liner for the station. No?
I don't. I will. I'm behind. Thanks for calling me out on public.
There's no calling out. It's just this is the only time I talk to you once a week, except for a Facebook message that you don't answer for 3 days.
Fair enough.
Right. Fair enough. Okay. No, there's be no calling out. We are a crew. Remember that. We stick together.
Yeah, I got another one for you, Ralph. You ready? Let me see if you can hear this. Ready?
This is Joe Mansman. You're listening to Nippertown Radio.
Oh, wow. He just premiered the liner before it actually ran on the radio station.
That's right. I got
Thank you very much.
I have to tell you.
Please email that right over to me. Please do that.
So before you jump totally into Nippertown Radio, let me get back to
I'm done. Go ahead.
So it was warm that night, and Putnam Place is air conditioned, which is amazing. So that was a big plus. Not to mention the fact that me and the mayor hit up Ben and Jerry's for a cone on the way there.
What flavor did you get?
I got mint chocolate chunk, I think.
Okay.
It was real good. And of course, the mayor being the mayor up there, he's politicking. He's kissing babies and shaking hands, or shaking babies and kissing hands, whatever the hell he was doing.
Yeah.
But he was of course promoting Nippertown, which was great. And so at Lark Hall, June 6th, Dimitri Wild's going to be with Houses in Motion, which is like a beats and electronic thing.
Yep.
Dimitri on vocals only. He's not playing guitar. I think I might go check that out too, because it sounds. This dude's an interesting cat, man.
He's an interesting, diverse local musician with the band himself, solo. He's just trying different things, and they did something at the Fuse Box a few months ago with like go-go dancers and just some type of just poetry. It was just a bunch of things going on. So yeah, he's not afraid to experiment, and that's cool. That goes a long way with me.
He's got a really, really unique sound, So I might go check that out. But you know what I should do? I should start a thing like a Friday or Saturday night. I know Stampalia's got top tips, and I would never trample on that. But we should
What
go
does
with
he have?
We should go with the Nippertown Fine Fuzzy and let people figure out what show I'm at. I'll grab a bunch of Nippertown and that Fuzz and Rock show swag.
Yeah.
And if they find me, they get their pick of the litter.
Yeah, it's fine. Fine Fuzz. I'm down with it. I'm sure the mayor will be down with it. We got to get his final approval, though. We got to get the whole
need a t-shirt cannon is what I need, bro.
Yeah.
Those things that happen.
We've been pricing them. I priced a few. They're expensive. I'm sure you priced a few too.
I missed it. What are expensive?
T-shirt cannons.
Oh, yeah.
I've also looked up blueprints on how to make my own, but you can't regulate the pressure too well, so I'd probably want to taking somebody's chest out,
Yeah.
Not good. Yeah. But yeah, that's just a thought, dude, I gotta go get out and see more shows. even if it's just making appearances and stuff. It's fun, man. The people are cool, and I hate people. You know me. I'm not a crowd person. I really don't like people, but it's cool when people are like, "Oh yeah, Nippertown." You know, you can hear them talking about Nippertown, and you're not even. They don't even know you're there.
The buzz is out there. I think we're all feeling the buzz.
100%.
Nippertown Radio. Of course, the newest addition to the Nippertown family would be Unsigned 518 with Andy Scullin of Shortwave Radio Band. I just listened to the first 5 episodes, and man, he's out there recording a few a week, a few a day, and Jim's like, slow down. I'm guessing because the dude just come in and was like me. I'm getting my Capital Underground in late once a week just so it can get on Monday. But this dude's out there getting in the diversity of the people in the scene that he's pulling in. And there's some cool, conversation. There's some cool interviews that complements what you and I do, because he's doing something different, you're doing something different, and so am I. And it's and I'm like, Lucas Garrett, I've noticed he wrote some stories, and I follow those bands, and I go, hey, send us some music for Nippertown Radio. Same thing with Andy. I'm learning about new music. There's some great music out there, great conversation, and it's only going to make Nippertown as a whole bigger. And I think it's great, man. I think the Unsigned 518 is an awesome addition. I think Andy has a natural passion for it, and he's killing it. So thank you for joining us, Andy. We appreciate it.
Let me talk a little bit about Lucas Garrett, though.
Yeah, let's talk about Lucas, my buddy.
That dude is. I respect what he says when he does a album review or a show review. I respect what he says, because that dude is no bullshit. He will let you know if it's bad. He'll let you know if it's good, and anywhere in between. Like, he don't mince words. He don't screw around.
Yeah.
I respect that from him big time.
Yep.
I wanted to call out too, just tying a couple dots together. Fuzz, you were at Putnam. Ralph, we were talking about Cafe Lena, a little bit of Saratoga love. How awesome are those two venues? I mean, Putnam, you get in there. I don't know that there's a more comfortable venue than Putnam Place. If you get in there, like you called out the AC, the lighting system at the back of that. I mean, that's really a top-notch showcase club. Cafe
Sound
Lena
is great. The sound's
like
great.
$1 million in renovations just a few years ago, and now they've extended I think it's almost done. Fuzz, with the patio bigger when you went there the other night?
No.
And I think on the side of the patio, walking in, is going to be enough room for a tour bus, because they're getting a lot of national touring bands. Sure. And the patio, they just realized that their property came out another 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet. I don't know. So they brought the patio out. So I thought that was already supposed to happen, and they're expanding too as well.
Maybe it did.
Yeah. And then Cafe Lena is kind of a different vibe, right? But equally awesome in that you've got Cafe Lena, 62 years running constantly. You go in there. I mean, I've seen it. We've all seen it many times. But you walk up there, you see that poster wall with the pictures, with the history and everything. Cafe Lena is this is not, overstating it, right? Cafe Lena is a national treasure, right? It's nationally noted, longest running coffee house in the country, the whole country. The acts that have gone through there, everything from Bob Dylan, going forward. It's like, man, we've got our own, you call it the Ryman Theater, you call whatever you want. We go toe to toe with that. There's a couple of great venues up in Saratoga.
Absolutely. And I got to admit, and I'm really ashamed to admit this, I haven't been there in a long time. Like, I'm talking like early mid 2000s. It's the last time I was there. It's changed a lot. Yeah. I don't remember it being that way. I don't remember it being so, like, it took over kind of. I thought it was just a smaller spot, or maybe I had it confused. Well, it was, right? It didn't expand into that upstairs stage and all that. How
It-
how
it-
old is that? Because I need some educating on Cafe Lena.
So I mean, back in the '60s, the upstairs in a loose fashion was already in place, but that renovation that they did, and I can't remember exactly how many years ago, but not too many years ago, was
Right.
a
So it was a
major,
renovation, but kind of the
yeah,
same setup.
major,
Awesome.
major
Yeah. All right. So I was
but
there.
but then they did it the way you should do renovations, right? Because I mean, it feels fresh. It pulled it into kind of the 2000s here and everything, but it's still got that history, man. You go in there and there's all kinds of, you're going back, like we said, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. You've got legends
Yeah.
playing.
There's a lot of history.
Yeah.
So Alive at 5, good. Andy Scullin, good. Cafe Lena, Putnam Place. Paulie's Hotel, thanks for sponsoring. Fuzz,
Yeah.
sponsors on your shows too as well. You got a big one coming up tomorrow night. Great band Gozer on that
Yeah.
Fuzzing Rock show tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Brought to you by 518guitar.com.
There it is, 518guitar.com. Thank you for supporting Nippertown and that Fuzzing Rock show.
Sure. So these guys,
I knew, you know how I knew about Gozer and I was reminded about it? Is because they're fucking promoting it. Thank you guys.
yeah, they're not
Just to
shy,
see you
man. They're
guys
putting it out
share our links to our shows, Nippertown Post, that goes a long way. We work hard, and the shares is what gets people to see it and listen
there.
and
Shares
watch. So thank you, Gozer, for
shares,
promoting what you've
follows,
been doing.
subscribes. Every one of them helps. But these guys are pumped, man. They're excited to be on. So it's gonna be an interesting conversation. I can't wait to talk to them and find out what they're doing now. They got a lot going on. I'm not gonna reveal what it is, but they got a lot going on, and we'll get into that tomorrow night. But
Yeah, that's good.
a lot of
Save it
their
for the
summer
show.
Summer schedule is pretty big, and maybe some new stuff coming out. I'm not going to reveal, but
I'm sure
we're
we'll be
gonna play
playing
some
it.
music.
I
So,
noticed there's more and more Gozer in the library. It's sometimes I'll grab a tune or Jim will, but yeah, that's one band to watch. Gozer, Gozer, Gozer. Now everybody knows what Gozer is, right? I mean, what do you think of when you hear Gozer?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, right? That's the
Yeah.
Gozer. It was something to go along with that too.
There is no
I am the
Gozer,
almighty
only Gozer,
Gozer.
something like that.
Right. I'm guessing that's where they got it from, but it could be their own meaning, you know.
Well, we're going to find out tomorrow night because I will
All right.
ask that question. We'll call that the Ralph Renna question of the night.
That is the Ralph Renna question. That's the easy question.
No, you know
I
what
don't
that'll
try
be?
to ask intricate. "Oh, how am I going to get this band stumped or have them go, wow, that was the greatest interview of my life? You just ask them the easy questions. What'd you have for breakfast? Where'd
Maybe
the
I'll
name of the
ask
band
them,
come from?
Maybe I'll say it's from Kevin Stone
Maybe.
or the singer of Black John Wayne. Or I could throw anyone out there.
On a national level, Slipknot and Cypress Hill, Horror, and from what I heard, In This Moment played last night. Like they know they've been on part of this tour, but they were only promoting the 3 bands around here.
In This Moment play too? I didn't hear that. Is that
I
right?
heard that. I saw that in Facebook. Someone said something on a post today that said, I didn't know that In This Moment was playing too.
Oh, wow.
So, but I had seen ads for them, and they're semi-local. Maria's, an Albany and Troy girl, definitely. That's awesome. It's good to see that the bands do bigger things.
Neither one of you went?
No, I didn't go either. I've been so wiped out. I've been painting my house, mowing my lawn. When you said you mowed your lawn, I laughed because I was like, I've been mowing and trimming my lawn since 9:00 this morning. Just doing it slowly, Then I got to use a smaller mower for different places. But
I missed it.
that's
too.
what it's all about. Homegrown local music.
I missed it too. I was talking to Jim earlier. I missed it, but I was downtown at like 6 to 7. I was down at McGarry's, and it was just keep in mind, right? It was a Tuesday
So
night.
you were at Steve Murray trivia.
I was. Yeah.
You were okay. Steve Murray's a good friend of mine. Definitely. Okay.
Yeah.
He's over. He's over at
forget that.
McCaddy's in Troy tonight. That's local entertainment. Steve is definitely.
Yeah. But it was
but-
cool to see. I mean,
Yep.
the Nick or whatever, the MVP arena
The
is
Nippertown Arena.
Nippertown
Get it
Arena.
right.
it's a few blocks away. but man, it was packed, and I mean, downtown was hopping, and it was tough to find parking, and
Yep.
it made me want to I was like, oh man, I wish I was going to the show. And a buddy of mine went to the show, and he was texting me from the night. He was just like, no surprise here, right? This is all the expectation, but he was like, oh my God, Slipknot, the stage show is just unbelievable. He just raved about it. I was getting the text. I'm like, oh, great. I'm glad I'm sitting here in bed doing nothing here. But,
Yep.
Now you
far
asked,
as,
like you said neither of you went, right? So let's analyze this. It's how many seats is in the Nippertown Arena?
like 14,000, I think.
14,000.
Like 18 maybe.
It's
I think
round,
they
right?
full.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Shaped like an egg, right?
Yeah.
So that would be a giant bowl of no fucking way for me. There's too many people. Too many people. No way.
Yeah, I think I'm more into the outdoor. I think back. I agree. The arenas, I don't like going to summer shows into the arenas, even though MVP Arena and the former Glens Falls Civic Center, the Cool and Suring Arena, great arenas. Saw amazing shows there for the past 40 years. For God's sakes, man, you can't deny it. They're good. Gozer tomorrow night with Fuzz. Don't miss it, please.
Oh, look, Tracy.
Don't miss
Tracy's on it. Look at Tracy go. Check
Where's
the
Tracy
comments.
now?
Look at that. She's
Okay,
got
let
it going
me get in
on.
here. Let's just hold on just a second. I'm gonna catch up with some comments. Our friend Matt Delgado from the band Erie. Let's see. So Matt says we really have developed an embarrassment of riches of venues from downtown Albany, Detroit, Saratoga, Glens Falls. You got to capitalize the G and the F in there. I'm trying to help myself on that, Matt. I'm going to help you too. Yeah, he is right though, Matt. You're definitely right. Tracy Leach, thank you for being here with us. Gozer, this is what I was trying to think of. Gozer the Traveler. He
He's
will
got
come
it,
in
man.
one of the pre-chosen forms during the recertification of Voldrini. The Traveler came as a large and moving Torg. Then during the third reconciliation of anybody can. She looked that up. That
We
didn't come
all
off the
know
top,
that.
Trace. That didn't come off the top.
This is
But
all
that's
hat
what-
to you, right, Ralph?
Yeah, that's
you know
what's
about
that?
the rectification of the Voldrini and the Torg.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Yeah, with the Torg. The Torg. No, Tracy's spot on with info, man. You ask something,
Yeah.
she's got that info right down.
She left it to one comment too. Usually there's a few comments from Tracy in there. She's definitely she's focusing in and giving us one solid comment every 10 minutes maybe instead of every few seconds.
She's
That's
just
cool.
warming up. Give her time. We still
Thank
got
you to
time.
everybody who's out there watching the crew. Jim's been kind of trying to go, hey, I'm not going to be here. Maybe we should put it to bed. And we're like, listen, we're home. We're bored. We'll do it. We'll keep going. But yeah, in the next few weeks, you may see the crew not pop up. Okay. But if you do, it's just because we're out at a show or mowing our lawn or painting our house or doing whatever we got to be doing. All right. Let's see.
You were talking about Ralph, the Nick or the MVP Arena too.
Yeah.
Like I confess, so I always skew. If I got a choice between two shows, I'm picking the smaller venue. I like
Yeah.
a 50-person club over a 10,000 seat arena anytime. That being said, I'll still go to a big show at the MVP. But I've gotten a little snobby. Like, to me, if I can only go there and I'm going to sit, in the nosebleed seats at the back of the arena,
Yeah.
I'm just not going. I gotta get down. I gotta get to where I can feel a little bit of the show.
I'm kind of on a local musical journey right now. I guess I started a few weeks ago and started when I was able to have some free time and just be able to get out there. It's easy just to sit in your house and do your radio show or sit on here for an hour and talk shit. But to actually get out there and, want to get out there and see stuff, Putnam Place was out there a few weeks ago for a benefit with Jim on a Sunday. That was great. Then I played and we had some awesome local bands with Capital Underground, Nippertown at Paulie's Hotel, Unihog out that way, Crossroads, got to make it to Cafe Lena. Now, even though that night I left Paulie's and I was playing there, I stopped at Empire Live. I'm like, I can't just drive by this place without pulling over and going out and saying hi to some old friends and just going in. The show was getting out. It was getting out. It was like Wage War, was it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
One of those bigger hardcore metal bands. and it was getting out. So I finally walked in and saw the place. I still haven't seen the underground. So my goal is to get into there. Madball's coming. So I saw they're coming in August. So I'm getting excited for that one. And yeah, it's whatever. What it is, what it is. You get there when you can get there, Rocking on the River's coming back. They still, I believe they still haven't announced it. Fuzz, can we do a check on that? Have they announced Rocking on the River yet? No?
Nope.
No. Okay. But a little birdie told me that Nippertown may be in Troy this summer too for a few of those shows. So,
but they're doing it down at the right on the river, right? Like,
yeah, they're doing it. I think it's past where it originated. I'm not sure if it's going to start at Ryan's Wake and come down or be further down past Browns. I'm not sure. I think it may be a different section. But
is it up there? I thought it was behind the Center for the Arts. Like, I thought it was the little amphitheater they were going to have it at. No,
don't know. It's been one Facebook post and that's it, and just some kind of rumors behind the scenes on phone calls, kind of things I can't talk about because it's top secret. It's top secret. Shh! Don't tell anybody. But we just told 30 people. No. So still, yeah, Rocking on the River's coming. Nippertown will be involved. Nipper Troy, I keep saying it. It's like, I'm from Troy. We need to be in Troy more. And that's what we're starting to do. We're starting to kind of get out there and do our thing. My goal is to do a couple more of these Capitol Underground shows like we did at Paulie's and start moving around. And the next place I do want to do one is Unihog and definitely the Hangar in Troy or Revolution Hall in Troy. It's going to be one of those two venues because they're both great venues. And I just need to start doing that. Any shows for the week that you're looking at that you might want to go to? I know that I'm going to hit up Society High on Saturday night at Paulie's Hotel.
That's Paul.
And yeah, that's something I might check out. I might even stop by there Friday night and then maybe see what's going on at Empire and try to do the, fuse box 1, 2, 3 home and try to hit all three. Not like Sunday. Go stay for an hour or two in each place, and hang out with some friends. So I'm excited to get back out there.
I think the interesting thing from this weekend, it's Memorial Day weekend. So you really, really get the festivals kicking in now. So some of these are a little bit on the outskirts of kind of core Nippertown, but you've got Solid Sound Festival, 3 days going at Mass Mocha, right? You got Wilco and about 1,000 other bands.
Gary Clark Jr., is that correct?
I'm not sure if I saw Gary Clark, but I might have missed it. You could well be right. But they got it was a solid lineup. I saw Sylvan Esso out there and others. So that's going out in North Adams and in the Berkshires there. We've got the Memorial Meltdown, right, up in Lake George.
That's great. Dave Amon and Jared. Yeah, they put on the Adirondack Independent Music Festival is usually what they do. I think that comes around September this year. They threw a couple extras before it. I'm not sure if they're planning it, but this is pretty big too. The bands that are playing that Twiddle's doing like both nights or something.
Yep, Twiddle's doing both nights, and you've got, let's see, on Friday you've got or Saturday you've got Lucid, Marble Eyes, the Whiskey Dicks. I mean, it's. Did
you say the Whiskey Dicks?
I did.
That's a great name for a band, Fuzz. Why didn't we think of that?
It is a good name for the band.
I don't want to let all my secrets.
So I'm putting together, and I was going to try to slap it together for tonight, but I'm trying to get together something Fuzz and I experienced. I mean, the heat, we were in it the whole day, all morning, all day, all night for Gem Fest. And Gem Fest is coming back strong this year with the lineup of bands: Joe Mansman, Midnight Revival Band, The Erotics, Chestnut Grove. The list goes on and on. He's Brian and Anthony are outdoing themselves. So we're going to try to bring these guys on to one of the live shows to give them some plugs and, talk about it and get a little more involved in what goes behind the scenes in doing this. Speaking with Jim on the phone about it, the festival season, it's kicking off. The normal things are happening. Like we've been talking about, Alive at 5 and Rocking on the River. But really, we're looking at it this way: Gem Fest, July 9th, Farming Man Fest at Indian Ladder Farms.
Yeah.
And then, right. So July, you got three local festivals of diverse, mainly different local bands.
Yeah.
I didn't see too many playing that are playing Nipperfest on, July 23rd at Music Haven. So
There's there's a lot of bands at Gemfest. I'm looking at it right now.
yeah. Tell me some more of those bands.
Midnight Revival Band, Brookline, New Saviors, Grape Juice. They were good last year.
Yeah, very good.
Brain Medicine, Pardon Me, Northside Sound, Under the
Brain
Dead.
Medicine. Let me stop you there. Brain Medicine is on the last episode I just listened to of Andy Scullin's Unsigned 518. Keep going, Fuzz. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool, man. The Hauntings, Lock 9, Violence, Beautiful Losers, Weird History, Erotics, Carolyn Shapiro, Eerie, Reese Fulmer, and the Carriage House Band.
That's the only band.
Inside Out.
Reese Fulmer is doing a solo set at Nipperfest, and he's playing there as well. But I think we keep going. There's a big list.
The Inside Out Band, Jason Irwin,
Yes.
Angela Valentine,
Yes.
Project Race Car. They were great last year, too.
Yes. Okay.
Seasoned Landis and Deb Kavanaugh.
Yep.
Not to mention that they have featured artists there as well.
Yep. That's what I
that's-
like about it. Yeah.
There's a long list of artists also, and they're local artists. Some of them have amazing work, and I'm not an art guy, but I'm looking at stuff last year like, oh, holy shit, that's pretty good.
Stampalia, have you ever been to a Gem Fest?
No, I haven't been to Gemfest, but I was going to chime in. So you got that, the 1-2. Let me jump in for Farming Man, because this is in my backyard. I live literally, I'm probably a half mile from Indian Ladder.
It's Farming Man Festival, correct?
Yeah, Farming Man. It's like a play on Burning Man, right?
Yep. I got you.
Festival. But if you haven't been, like if you don't live out this way, if you haven't been to Indian Ladder for something else, it is gorgeous. So you come out here, it's a flat orchard. You're right at the foothills of the Helderberg, so it's just
booze,
spectacular.
the cider, the beers, the cider, the jelly, the jams, the rubs, all the things I think is like marinades. I was buying stuff in the gift store. I played there a few times with the Tradition. Man, I was more there to like eat and like I don't want to play. I want to hang out at this place. It's fun. It's just a good spot, man, especially come apple picking season.
It really is. And like a lot of people, like maybe when you were younger, you went, if you haven't been there in the last, call it 3 years, it's a totally different thing because it's a full on cidery and brewery and restaurant and everything. And then if you talk about that festival, just like Fuzz did for Gemfest here, you're talking the Jagaloons, the Televisionaries, the Abysmals, Rule County Bad Boys. Fuzz, this one's for you. Battle Axe.
Boom.
My
Mystery Girl, College Farm. That is an all-day festival. So it's just Gemfest to that, and then the real Whopper a week after that with Nipperfest. That is a hell of a July.
Yeah, we're gonna. I'm not knocking these other festivals because they are a must go to. Free, paid, get your ticket now. Doesn't matter. Support, and that's we're just because we're having our own festival doesn't mean we're not going to say there's actually another one going on. I want to get my hands on that information. Vinyl Vaults, they got a festival coming up too. You should look that up real quick. I'll
talk out of school, but I think that you'll see Nippertown people at all, obviously at ours, but you'll see them at the other two as well.
Yeah.
I don't guarantee it.
Yeah, I just think it's a good way to start the summer, and it's a good way to end the summer too. Kind of July's, you're hitting summer, and then you're coming out of July, and now it's almost over with. So that's the month. That's the month for me anyway, because that's where we're going to be able to get to see a lot of our good friends in 3 good places, and I'm going to do my best to get to all 3 of those. Gemfest, I doubt I'll sit in a tent for 13 hours the way I did last year, just because I know that day I got a few things going on, and I'll have to get up there a little later, but I'll go up there for a good, we'll see. I'll see 10 bands within the 3-4 hours I'm there. So,
okay. So, let me get this right. It's in Gansevoort, Vinyl Vault, right?
Vinyl Vault. Talk about that show there. Farm Fest 4. There it is. That lineup. Mention them bands.
2 days, June 4th, June 5th. Looks like it's a Radio X518rock.com
Yep.
and Falling Off the Bone production. Saturday at noon, Vinyl Vault, Ties, Soul Sky, Chris Sanders, Beating the Odds, 42nd Draft, Brian Kane, and
The
the
beginning.
beginning open jam.
Yep.
Fireworks at dark, it says. Sunday,
Yep.
Vinyl Vault again, kicking it all off. Jason Irwin, the Minivans, Curious Comet, Dirt Cheap, Seas Atlantis, and the open jam.
Yep.
Chicken
2
bar,
days.
pig roast,
What's the date on that now?
June 4th and 5th in
All right, so
Gainsborough.
June 4th at the Cohoes Music Hall, Johnny Moore's last show.
Yeah.
So some of them are overlapping, and you can never help that. But there's also another festival I saw too, man. I gotta think. Oh, it's not working. Brain's not working tonight. But yeah, we'll get to you. And please send Fuzz a message. Send Mike a message. Mike at nippertown.com. Send Jim at nippertown.com a message if there's shows and festivals we're missing. We want to make sure we get the word out there for everybody. Rye Bread Festival's coming back. That's a whole other ball game. But I think
I have
maybe
one
we
more.
go
Ralph.
ahead. Yeah, I figured you had some more in the back seat there.
Yeah, I was kind of chuckling at this when I felt bad for them because they announced Alive at 5, like we talked about, right? They announced that whatever it was, yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
Literally the same day they announced that, the announcement for Skidmore's Upbeat on the Roof series
Oh wow.
came out, and I mean it's smaller. There's no doubt it's smaller than Live at 5, but if you're up Saratoga way, that's where I grew up and everything. This is a great festival. They do it on the roof of the Tang Museum up at Skidmore College, which is a great place. It's free. It's open to the public. The whole thing. Looks like 7 or 8 shows here. Carolyn Shapiro, Bruiser and Bicycle, Pine Hills Band, Herd, Alta Havana. There's anything. If you want jazz, you want indie pop, you want gospel music, Heavenly Echoes is playing there. Anything you want there. That's a really cool series to have. Thursdays from July through the middle of August.
That's at Skidmore?
Yeah.
And where do they do it?
They've always done some cool things there.
Yeah, they do it on the top of the Tang Art Museum, Fuzz.
On the roof, right?
Yeah, which is on the campus there, and it's really cool. It's just
I have to say, I also have done it on the roof at Skidmore.
I hope I'm getting this right. Friday, May 27th at Putnam Place in Saratoga. Saturdag, the Vava Voodoos and Carl Beatrand. And Carl did play. He was doing more of a kids thing, though. It was cool. Yeah. He was doing like kids songs at the Cafe Lena, Singing the Streets. And on June 2nd, Giant Panda Gorilla Dub Squad with special guest Hilltop, local bands. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool.
I think one of my favorite bands to say in the local area is the Jagaloons.
Yeah.
Just because of the name. It's just like the coolest name to say. Ooh, the Jagaloons.
And when the weather gets warmer, their music is just gets that much better.
There's something I'm drawing a blank, but there's something I just noticed about the Jagaloons listening to them the other day. They interweave surf music, but I don't remember if it was a Judas Priest song, I think, in one of their songs, playing Breaking the Law, but playing it surf in the middle of the tune. I don't know. It's something I never caught on them before. I never noticed it. Then I noticed it in another song that was like, wow, this band does bring some unique stuff to the table.
Jagaloons are cool. Yeah.
That Dimitri Wild's got kind of a surf music vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I wrote the article on Nippertown. Shameless plug, Odd Flex.
No, they got to read them. I didn't know you wrote did a review. I got to go check that out.
It was like,
sorry I missed it.
Like the soundtrack to a Tarantino film.
Yep.
Listening to them, it was just it's different. It's really different. You got to check it out. It's cool.
So there's shows this weekend, even though it's Memorial. Everybody's like, no, bad weekend. There's shows everywhere.
Yeah.
People don't go away the way they used to. They stay home. Some go away.
I got
Sunday.
one more for you, Ralph.
Go ahead.
This is not a flash one, right? The festivals are going all over the place. I know that's where everyone's going to be. I got to call out one that's maybe under the radar, but I'm
What?
really hyped for this.
What's that?
Park Hall Saturday.
Mhm.
Glenn Andrews, this trombonist from New Orleans. Um, I've got a few friends that live in New Orleans. Rarely do they let me know, kind of like, hey, if this guy is coming your way, you gotta make it a point to see it. That's what I got for this guy. I haven't seen him live myself, but
Right.
they're telling me that he's, the New Orleans musicians, how they bring it and everything. He's supposedly, from a showmanship perspective, just off the charts. So
Do you find like you need to have like uh I guess what I'm trying to say, a balance of what you're going to see weekly, monthly? Like I went to too many punk shows. Now I got to
Yeah.
go check out this New Orleans jazz thing. You know,
I
is that what you're
totally,
trying to do? I'm the same way. It's like,
know,
do I want to go to Slipknot or do I want to go to
Yeah.
see this bluegrass band this week?
it's
I'm gonna
interesting
wait
say
to go
that.
see Madball, but yeah, I want to see Willie Nelson in the end of the year with the Avett Brothers and
Yeah.
Billy Strings.
It
I was
constantly swings, right? Like you start to like, I'm like, man, I'm loving this folk vibe I've been on, this
right.
mellow vibe and everything. You're like, now I need something that makes me want to punch somebody in the face.
Yeah,
or
shout
vice
out
versa.
to local band the E Block. They're like a funky soul
Yeah.
rhythm. They're young kids too, and they sound like they're a band out of the 70s. It's sick. I'm starting to really, but I wanted to mention Empire Live Albany. They're not stopping either. So Sunday, May 29th, Primitive Man is playing there. Now this is a show list I wish we could have Jim read off because I'm going to do my best to pronounce these band names right. So we got Primitive Band, Mortiferum, Jarhead Fertilizer, Body Void, and Elizabeth Color Wheel. And that's all happening on Sunday at Empire Live.
No.
And
That's downstairs. And
that's
then
down at Empire Underground. And then upstairs, go ahead.
No. It's all you.
Do you know what I was going to announce?
The Gilmore Project?
It's the Gilmore Project. It's an all-star band that explores the music of David Gilmour. And I'm guessing Pink Floyd too, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then, of course, Newfound Glory will be there on June 2nd. And man, they just announced Thrice and Bayside. There's a bunch going on. EmpireLiveAlbany.com, I believe it is, but definitely it's the big one down there. So check it out. A lot going on at the Fuse Box. And go ahead, Fuzz.
I'm still reeling from that Testament announcement.
Yeah. So the September shows, there's the fall tours. Sometimes, I mean, we still got Guar to go through. We still got, Madball coming. If you just check out Upstate Black and Blue, Valenti's got a bunch of shows coming. The Brick by Brick tour kickoff happens at Empire Underground, and then Nippertown is sponsoring that tour. So we're getting involved with some local bands to help them, give them a push, and hopefully spread the word in the outer towns too. So, busy weekend.
We'd be remiss if we didn't mention too, it's the official kickoff of SPAC season 2.
Yeah.
Sunday has the Lumineers.
The Lumineers.
That's the first real show up there, and the Lumineers is a good band, and we got a local connection there as well. So it's nice to see that season kicking off.
Right.
Go through till September.
I can't keep up with it sometimes.
Yeah.
I got a couple messages in my inbox this morning. I woke up and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Is this guy's for real? Like, seriously. And I'm going to just say it. And hopefully you're watching and we're busy. We work full-time jobs. Some of us are retired, but busy. Some of us have shit going on in our lives, but we find time to do what we love with Nippertown. And that's what we do. If I'm painting my porch and you're not hearing your band being played enough on Nippertown radio, and you're going to call me and text me, hey man, we'll get to you. Don't worry about it. If I didn't get to that drive to see you uploaded the tunes, don't worry about it. We'll get to it. Nippertown has your back. We will get to it. That's why I'm all over the place with clubs and shows, because I feel like I'm not just going to talk about sponsors and our Putnam Place and Paulie's Hotel. We got to talk about everybody, and we got to give everybody the love, including, you know, like the festivals we mentioned today, including the Farm Fest. So, and Farming Man Festival, because there is Farm Fest too, and there's Farming Man Festival. So, and there's going to be some other things popping up too. The Powers Park shows down in Troy. Obviously, there's shows in Scotia. There's shows in East Greenbush. There's shows. Is there any local concert series besides that?
Yeah, the other big one that was announced in the last week was what am I doing? Oh, Freedom Park in Scotia.
Yep.
So they've got just an insane amount. They do 3 nights a week for the full summer, like from now till September.
Yep.
They've got a really good lineup. Anything you might want. They've got everything from classical to Screaming Orphans to, I mean, you know, everything there. They do a real good job, Scotia. And that's a nice facility right next to Jumpin' Jacks. If you've never gone to a show out there, you really should. That is a great, bring your kids, bring your family. That's a cool place.
I couldn't even read this list. We don't have enough time. That's a big list.
What we have time. What time is it? 7:51. We can go a little over if we want to.
Dude,
we
it's
started
a long list.
exactly on time tonight. Boss's orders.
That's right. It's a long list. So, I mean, it's all just local greats, man. It's an awesome lineup.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Freedom Park, Scotia.
Oh, Freedom Park. You got some. You want to read some dates off? Some bands?
Man.
Cover bands. So it doesn't matter. Give them some love.
A little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything in here, man. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
Can you not read the names of the bands?
Oh yeah. I mean, Luster King, Cersei, Grand Central Station, New York Players, the Brass Machine, Niski Dixie Cats, Refrigerators, Jim Gaudette and the Railroad Boys, Skeeter Creek, Watch Reggie Run, Joey Thomas Big Band, Alan Payette and Wolfgang, Seeing Double, Up the River, Screaming Orphans, Mike had mentioned, Music Company Orchestra. Now I'm just jumping around this list.
Yeah,
there's half of that is still on there.
You're literally for the whole length of the summer, whatever day you're on, you're less than 2 days away from another show at Freedom Park. And
pretty soon you'll be having Monday and Tuesday shows popping up too. Nipperfest 2022, Frog Alley Brewing. Already, this venue's killing it. Sublime tribute, Chili Peppers tribute, Van Halen tributes, Marshall Tucker, E.B. Jeb, local tie-in there. There's just a lot going on at Frog Alley Brewing, on top of them being the presenting sponsor of Nipperfest 2022 at Music Haven in Schenectady, and that's July 23rd. So that's really, we want to thank them. I can't believe we haven't even mentioned them yet. So to Frog Alley, here's your time, man. This is what's going on. They're bringing in nationals. They're helping out locals, cover bands, originals, multiple stages. If it's too big, it goes outside, right? It's pretty amazing. Have you been there? It's a pretty cool spot.
You call it out, right, Ralph? They're really, really good year round. When it starts warming up this time of year, they go into a different level. I'll call out one more just for Day After Tomorrow, Big Eyed Fish they have there.
Yep.
That's a big one. Like you say, they put the big acts out on the patio, outside. Real good talent.
And I know why. Bands want to play cooler venues. They want to play cool. They get great. They can play that club that's in town, but they want to be outside with the people. They want to play bands want to play in a party atmosphere. And I think that's what Frog Alley does well. It's family friendly. It's your pub, great food. And then they put on awesome bands. And then on top of it, when they don't even have to, they're here in Nippertown. We want to present that main stage July 23rd at Music Haven in Schenectady. You know, they got some great things going on.
Yeah, they do.
I'm a Troy boy that moved. So in ways people from Troy would call me a traitor. I moved to Troy country. We either moved to Brunswick or to Skodak, and I moved to Wine and Skill, West Hand Lake area, you know. So I'm out here and I'm going to check out bands. Like tomorrow night, I'm making a point to go right down the road from my house to Crossroads and to check out this band called Hash. Hence the asterisks, like the band, like the TV show MASH.
MASH, okay.
So they're Hash. Yeah. Great rock and roll band. Solo, duo, trio, or just the band like they are. They don't care. These guys have weekly jams at their house. And I'm like, where does this come from? When I see them play out live, I'm like, where have you played before? They're like, oh, we just jam in our house. I'm like, you guys are really good. You should be playing everywhere. So now they're getting out there and they're playing. So I played the other night and I saw this dude walk through from the band Hash. I'm like, hey, what's up? And I'm thinking, oh man, I want him to jam with us. But he left. He had to get going. So I'm going to make a point to go out and see them play tomorrow. So I'm going to kind of stay local, like really local with me in my, like pretty much right down the road from my house. And then we'll make our way out to see what's going on. But I think I'm just going to hang with family on Monday and possibly Sunday. But I can definitely get out Friday or Saturday and see a show. No shows. I'm not playing anything. What else? People, we got to check these comments. I'm sorry if we're not keeping up where you were getting off track here.
Good call out on from Matt on old songs. Sorry, it's another one that's in my backyard, but right in Altamont Fairgrounds, the Old Songs Festival. That's awesome every year. If you want old time music,
yep.
This is really, they kind of had to, COVID-ize it the last couple of years, but they're back in full force this year, and that's a great time. Really low key, really, really great vibe. If you want to go down to the Altamont Fairgrounds.
Is that what Matt Delgado? So Matt Delgado of the band Erie. Obviously, all those bands have tickets for sale for Gem Fest. That's what you should be doing. You see a band you like on there, buy a ticket from them. And there's many ways to get tickets for Gem Festival July 9th at the Shirt Factory in Glens Falls. And what you're talking about now, the Old Songs Festival in Altamont, that's something that that's been around for a while. I don't know. I'm not. It's not ringing a bell for me.
Yeah, no, it's been around for a while. So
yep.
That's the yearly festival for old songs. The Old Songs operation in Voorheesville, literally in my backyard here. They put shows on year round.
Yep.
Nice little venue right here in Voorheesville. But this is the big festival they do every year. They bring in, and it's multi-day. Like I said, really low key vibe. You want to go there. It's the best possible family vibe. You want to introduce people to kind of music and to the whole scene. It's awesome.
Fuzz has got something brewing here. What's going on, Fuzz? You want to talk about something? You're muted. You're muted. You told me.
I didn't want to hear you. Want to hear me typing? So the Old Songs Festival. That's 3 days.
Yeah.
24th, 25th, and 26th of June.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. That's
the same day as that week of that Rye Bread Festival too, which is a banger. But I don't have that info in front of me either. Listen, there's a lot going on, and you got to be connected. And I guess I know because we're all Facebookers and we see what's going on and we check our feed every day and go to work and then mow our lawn and then get yelled at by people. But my point. What's that?
Make sure we have Jim announce everybody that's on this Old Songs Festival. We'll have Jim do it. There's some.
Yeah. Is there some names you think he won't be able to pronounce?
Yeah,
you want to take how do you feel? Do you want to take a stab at it?
I mean, John McCutcheon, John Doyle, and Mick McCauley, Hubby Jenkins, Sheila K. Adams with Donna Ray Norton, Melanie Rice Penland, Winborn. This one's got me. This was a speed bump right here. Beppe Gambetta.
Oh boy.
Box Hunters, Roy Bookbinder.
Yep.
There's a lot.
Please stop.
There's more emissaries, but the one after it is ETE, capital, all capitals. E with the little hash mark, TE. I wouldn't even know how to pronounce that.
Yeah, let's not go. I don't even listen. If I can't pronounce a band's name, I don't say it. But apparently Matt Delgado of the band Erie is neighbors with you, Mike, and he has a camera pointing right into your basement window right now where you are, and he said he can see you. So he's got two angles going on.
I'm around the ridge. I'm in New Salem, so I'm right around the right around the ridge.
Yeah.
There.
Rye Bread. This has been like a party that's been ongoing. It's kind of, it's not strange. It's more of like a private thing that's been made public. I'm still having trouble understanding it, but yeah, Rye Bread. You definitely want to go check this out. Look up Rye Bread 46 on Facebook. You get yourself some more information. I'm gonna throw the date out there. Fuzzy, you type in, is it June 25th? And it's like on a private property in Troy, and it's definitely a spectacular event. So check out Rye Bread. To all our Rye Bread friends out there, hello.
24th and 25th, Ralph.
Yep, 24th, 25th, 2 days. Rye Bread, 2 days of rye bread. No white bread, just rye bread. And it's amazing because you see a lot of people out there who just rye fucking bread, and they're like really into it. They're really into it. It's like it's a culture. It's definitely a family of friends, but it's big. It's real big. And that's why I think most of these little festivals start. Like, you mentioned earlier what's happening in Lake George, the Memorial Meltdown. Those guys were just putting on concerts in the park, and now they built it up to a couple festivals, and they just never stopped. Actually, Black John Wayne played in that amphitheater, believe it or not. I don't know how he got on the bill, but it was Frank Palangi, Black John Wayne, and the Alice in Chains tribute band. And Frank got up there and rocked acoustic. We got up there and people were like, yes. Other people were like, what the hell is this? What is going on? Hardcore and metal in the middle, and then Alice in Chains. Yes, I like it, but I'm afraid to. Am I supposed to? And then Dave, I got to give him props, man. He put us all up for a night, and we played another gig the next night at the Lake George Beach Club. So, yeah, the Amons and good people, Lake George, they're just sick. They have crazy shows
now.
Huh?
What is Rock the Dock now?
Rock the Dock. All right. Yeah. So people got that. So thank you, Bob. Rob West. Excuse me, Rob Westcott. Rock the Dock falls on your 50th birthday. So we got a date on that one too. I'm losing track here, man. We can go all night with the summer festivals.
Yeah.
Now I believe this is the one. Go ahead.
July 22nd, Galactic, Annie in the Water, Glass Pony, Chestnut Grove, Raisin Head, Old-Man and the Night Trippers. That's at where the big steamships pull out of Lake George.
Rock the Dock, July 22nd. That's Rob's 50th. Rob Westcott, happy 50th. Welcome to the club. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. So music's back, guys. I think we've all bitched about it long enough, but music is back, and it's back in full force. There's nothing stopping it now. And now I've seen bars and places that never had music are having music, and the music industry is thriving. In 2020, we were just kind of sitting there, what the hell's going to happen to our livelihood? And we kept it together. Nippertown kept it together. That Fuzzing Rock Show, Capital Underground, Mike Stampalia's Tips of the Day. And we all came together during that time when and we're still, that's why Jim's like, maybe we do away with the crew, because we're all going to be out there and we're going to be busy. There's going to be one day where not one of us is going to come on. So, but thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I think we can wrap things up. Any last thoughts, Fuzz? Besides Gozer on your show tomorrow night?
No, I was just looking at Facebook. I was going to say this chick's hot, but
well, go right ahead. I mean, you could do all that.
I got
the only single one here. You could do that. You're not going to catch Mike or I doing that.
Gozer, 7 p.m. That Fuzzing Rock Show on Facebook and YouTube. It's youtube.com/That Fuzzing Rock Show or facebook.com/That Fuzzing Rock Show. Like, subscribe, share, and follow. Whatever button it is. Just push it a lot.
Just push the button a lot. Mr. Stampalia, what's your weekend look like?
I'm just going to call out again. Come out to if you're not doing anything on Saturday, come out to Lark Hall, Glenn David Andrews. I think that's going to be the sneaky.
That's where you're going to be. That's your top pick of the night.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for hanging with the crew tonight. We are from nippertown.com and just log on.
Let's play Find Fuzz this Friday or Saturday. Come find me.
Come find Fuzz. You're going to have to talk about that on your show a little bit more tomorrow night, I think. 7 p.m.
Absolutely.
We're going to find out how you can come find Fuzz. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. See you later.